What if the world's population suddenly doubled overnight? What would a world of 16 billion people look like? It might sound far-fetched, but when we consider some countries experiencing exponential growth and others facing declining populations, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. In fact, scientists believe that we could reach this milestone by the year 2040. But what would that mean for us? What are the things that would change, and how would our world be impacted? From food and water scarcity to an epic housing crisis, let's dive into the fascinating and sometimes terrifying implications of doubling our population. But before we get started, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. A world of scarcity. Picture yourself waking up in a world where there are suddenly twice as many people as the day before. The bustling city streets feel cramped, public transportation is at maximum capacity, and grocery store shelves seem half-empty. This sudden shift in population density can bring about a multitude of challenges, particularly when it comes to accessing essential resources. Food security under pressure. Imagine trying to feed 16 billion people. That's double the current world population. Globally, we would require an astronomical amount of food to sustain everyone. And while some regions might initially have a surplus, the sudden increase in demand would quickly deplete those reserves. Farming communities would be under immense pressure to ramp up production, but even that might not be enough. The existing food supply chain, already a complex network of production, processing, and distribution, would face a Herculean task ensuring that food reaches every corner of the globe. This dramatic rise in population could very well trigger a global food crisis. Water, a precious commodity. Water scarcity, an issue that many regions already face, would become a critical problem in a world with twice as many people. Major cities, particularly those in arid or semi-arid regions, could find themselves in severe water shortages. The strain on existing water infrastructure would be immense. Treatment plants designed for a smaller population might not be able to keep up, and distribution systems could become overwhelmed. International water agreements might be renegotiated as countries with water reserves face demands from those in desperate need. Energy demands skyrocket. Powering a world of 16 billion would require a massive amount of energy. Coal, oil, natural gas, hydropower, nuclear, and renewable sources would all be in high demand. This could lead to a scramble for resources, potentially sparking conflicts in regions where energy production is concentrated. Existing energy infrastructure would be pushed to its limits, and new power plants would need to be constructed at a rapid pace. However, the environmental impact of such a drastic increase in energy production would be significant. The global supply chain under siege. Our global supply chain, a delicately balanced network of suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, and retailers, would be thrown into complete disarray. The sudden surge in demand caused by a doubling of the population would overwhelm this system. Factories would struggle to produce enough goods, leading to shortages in everything from basic necessities to technological devices. Shipping routes would be inundated, straining the capacity of ports, warehouses, and transportation networks. The result would be a wave of inflation as prices skyrocket due to the increased cost of production and distribution. A housing crisis of epic proportions. Where would everyone live? Doubling the population without increasing the housing supply would lead to one of the most severe housing crises in history. Cities would become unlivable as they grapple with mass homelessness and severely overcrowded living spaces. The demand for new homes would be so great that traditional construction methods might not be able to keep up. We could see a rise in innovative, but perhaps less than ideal housing solutions, from vertical farm dwellings to repurposed shipping container homes. This rapid urbanization could also lead to sprawling shanty towns and slums in many parts of the world. Social cohesion could break down as competition for limited resources intensifies. Civil unrest and instability might become commonplace. Countries with stricter immigration policies might face a humanitarian crisis as they are unable to accommodate the influx of refugees from overcrowded regions. The unforeseen consequences beyond these immediate and tangible impacts, doubling the human population, would have unforeseen and far-reaching consequences. Environmental strain: the natural world would bear the brunt of this population surge. With more people comes increased demand for resources. Forests might be decimated for timber, fisheries emptied for protein, and wildlife habitats destroyed for agriculture. Climate change could accelerate as more fossil fuels are burned to meet the energy needs of a larger population. Pollution levels could rise, further degrading our air, water, and soil. If unchecked, this environmental degradation could push our planet towards ecological collapse, global conflicts, and instability. As resources dwindle and competition for them intensifies, we could witness a surge in global conflicts. Nations with abundant resources could become targets for those in scarcity. Territorial disputes and border conflicts could escalate. The potential for large-scale warfare becomes a grim possibility. Additionally, mass migration driven by resource scarcity could destabilize regions, leading to political unrest and the potential rise of extremist groups. A world transformed. So what would a world with 16 billion people look like? It's a daunting thought. Initially, it would be a world in crisis, grappling with food, water, and energy shortages, housing crises, and environmental strain. It would be a world where the delicate balance of the global supply chain is broken, leading to shortages and inflation. It would be a world where conflicts arise due to resource scarcity and where established political structures are challenged by mass migration and civil unrest. However, it's also a world that would force humanity to adapt, innovate, and collaborate like never before. Scientists, engineers, and policymakers would be pushed to develop sustainable solutions to feed, house, and care for a larger population. We would likely see advancements in vertical farming, alternative protein sources, water desalination, and renewable energy. The global community would need to come together to address shared challenges, hopefully fostering a new era of international cooperation. While the prospect of a world with 16 billion people is daunting, it serves as a stark reminder of the challenges we face in feeding, housing, and sustaining our growing population. It underscores the need for sustainable practices, responsible consumption, and international cooperation. By confronting these issues head-on, we can work towards a future where everyone can thrive. Thank you for joining us on this thought experiment. We've explored the potential impacts of doubling the world's population from food and water scarcity to a housing crisis and global instability. While this scenario may seem extreme, it highlights the importance of addressing issues such as sustainable agriculture, water management, and renewable energy. It's a testament to the ingenuity and adaptability of humanity. Let's hope we never face such drastic challenges. But if we do, let's use this as a lesson to plan and prepare for a more sustainable and equitable future. Until next time, stay curious and keep asking questions about the world around us. Together, we can make a difference.